Hisui Arcanine is making its debut in VGC from the Pokemon of Legends of Arceus games with a rock typing and a few different stat changes, making it different from normal Arcanine. However, players have been picking up recently because of its resistances to normal and flying, which has been a little bit hard to come across in this current format of Generation 9. With a screens team with heavy setup, let's see how this tournament winning team performs. This team features a setup screens team featuring Grimmsnarl and Hisui Arcanine alongside Calm Mind, Lunar Blessing, Cresselia. The idea of the team is to set up screens with Grimmsnarl and set up with either the Cresselia with Calm Mind, the Sword Stance with Iron Hands, or the Dragon Dance with Roaring Moon. You also have the Yawn from the Gashon helping to support it by either forcing opponents to take the sleep turns or by constantly switching out, while also helping for Urshifu Rapid Strike. And then the Hisui Arcanine provides Intimidate, which is of course really nice, but also provides the team a normal and flying resist, while the Cresselia with Lunar Blessing can help itself while also helping its allies in the Roaring Moon and Iron Hands. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description. Hisuian, Lilligant, Torkoal, Cresselia, Ursaluna, Salamence, and the Fluttermane. Definitely some unique Pokemon right here with the... Alright, we have Salamence, which I'm actually very surprised about, and Hisuian Lilligant. Of course, it does get the fighting coverage. Pretty interesting after you as well. Arcanine looks really good into this. It does seem pretty strong switching in. Cresselia could put in a lot of work with the Calm Mind. It just really depends. I like Grimmsnarl. I like Grimmsnarl plus Arcanine. I think it's really strong against their team. And I mean really strong against their team. I think I do want to go with the Arcanine plus the Grimmsnarl. I think it's fantastic. I do like Cresselia a lot here. And then last Pokemon, I'm not a big fan of Gashadon. I could see Roaring Moon being brought here. I think it's not bad against their team. Iron Hands, not exactly amazing here. It's only good against really the Ursaluna, and pretty not great against everything else. I could see myself bringing Gashadon for Yawn as well as like a Toro Switch, but I'm gonna try out the Roaring Moon. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna try to get screens up, dish out a lot of damage immediately, and see how it performs. I do think that depends on what they lead here. Fluttermane plus the Hisuian Lilligant could definitely be brought as a lead here. That's definitely something that's offensive against like a lot of my team. Kind of curious, but we do have Intimidate, we do have Light Screen, we do have Parting Shot as an option. Let's see what they decide to go for. Gonna be the lead of the Torkoal Lilligant straight off the bat. All right. So we're gonna lead our Grimmsnarl plus our Arcanine. We get the Intimidate off into the Lilligant. Are you Eject Pack Torkoal? Probably not. You're probably just the standard one. Yep. Okay. So I like the idea of just going for a Rock Slide, getting a lot of damage right off the bat, and just going for a Light Screen. I do like that a lot, because Eruption's not really threatening too much. The close combat could do a good amount of damage. I do not know if I want to Terra. What do I want to Terra? Do I want to Terra my Roaring Moon, or do I want to Terra my Arcanine? Because I could go for Terra Fairy and just click Rock Slide. It's not like a terrible option here. But if they Sleep Powder and I Terra, I don't think that's like great. So I'd rather just get the Light Screen up immediately and just see how it performs, because they could go for After Eruption. We are going to see the Protect play, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a Sleep Powder right off the bat. Our Reflect is going to come out from my Grimmsnarl here, and we're going to see a Close Combat Strain to Arcanine, which is fine. Going to do a lot of damage, but not enough for a KO. We are going to be able to get a Rock Slide off into the Hisuian Lilligant, and then maybe Extreme Speed could pick up the knockout. I could definitely see it if we hit the Rock Slide. Okay, we hit the Rock Slide, beautiful, and that's a good amount of damage. I don't know if that's a knockout, but still not terrible. I like the idea of going to Cresselia now, because Cresselia should be able to heat up the attacks. We can go for a Spirit Break, I think, into the Lilligant and try to pick up the knockout now, because this might be close combat plus like a Eruption here, which isn't too bad for me. I like the idea of getting a Lilligant because I just don't like the idea of Sleep Powder and stuff. I don't want to take a close combat. After you, Eruption going to come out? I don't think that would knock out the Arcanine, but all right, it's acceptable here. Eruption is going to come out. I do have a Light Screen up, so I will be able to tank this decently well. Yep, with both Pokemon pretty comfortably, and we are able to get a Spirit Break off into the Lilligant and pick up the knockout. So that's an amazing turn right there. And let's see, probably the Terra is going to be on the Cresselia now. This is probably going to be the Fluttermane coming in, and the Fluttermane I'm going to Parting Shot. Yep, Fluttermane going to come in, no surprise there. I'm gonna go for a Terra Cresselia. Just go for a... I think I want to just Lunar Blessing here. Yeah, I'm just gonna Lunar Blessing, and I'm gonna go for a Parting Shot into the Flutter Mane just to make sure that I'm living the attacks pretty comfortably. I'll be able to take a Shadow Ball. I'll be able to take the Dazzling Gleam, and then with the Lunar Blessing, we should be able to heal up our Arcanine to a decent amount. We might be able to survive the attack from... We might be able to live the Eruption into Shadow Ball at -1 afterward, but that's like a... That's a question mark we'll say for later. But I don't think it's too bad. So let's see. They are going to Terra right here with the Flutter Mane. So this might be Dazzling Gleam or maybe even a Moonblast. If it's Dazzling Gleam, that's even probably more ideal for me. And the fact that they Terra means they're vulnerable to extreme speed. So I'll gladly take that. And we're going to see the Terra on the Flutter Mane. We will be able to Terra our Cresselia to Poison and just making sure that we resist. Well, we're not weak to Shadow Ball. And of course, we're not weak. And of course, we resist the fairy type attacks now. So Terra, Poison, Cresselia. Let's see how this is going to perform. Because I think Arcanine should be able to live the Dazzling Gleam pretty simply. So here comes a Parting Shot into the Flutter Mane. And let's find out. Because I could thrust the Flare Blitz into the... Like, if they lock into the... They lock into the Dazzling Gleam, I'm in a really, really good position, I think. Because then I could probably just go for... If I live another one after the Lunar Blessing, I might be able to go for like a Rock Slide or Flare Blitz into that slot. Getting Intimidate off, which doesn't matter. It is Dazzling Gleam, so that's pretty ideal, I want to say. We should live with Light Screen, Assault Vest, and all that. Yeah, like we take that with ease. And Lunar Blessing is going to come out from the Cresselia and just heal up our Hisui Arcanine and our Cresselia to a healthy amount, and they go for Heat Wave 2, not even Eruption. Beautiful. Like, look at how little damage that did. And now we're in a very commanding position to just click a Lunar Blessing once again. And we could go for Rock Slide or we could go for Flare Blitz. Both aren't bad here. I could try to catch the Ursaluna, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think I'd rather just go for a Rock Slide and get some damage to Torkoal so they can't spam like this all-powerful Eruption. So they're just gonna stay in. So I mean, I'm getting a pretty powerful Rock Slide off regardless. Like, again, like look at this momentum, really just killed right now. Rock Slide does connect with both Pokemon. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. And we are able to get another Lunar Blessing with the Cresselia and just heal back up. I wonder, I don't think Arcanine can live this Earth Power if it is Earth Power from the Torkoal. Oh, we get the flinch. That is a very, very nice flinch there. Okay. Can we knock out the Torkoal with Stored Power, like a Soul Stored Power here? If we can, that'd be amazing. I'm going for it. You know what? I'm going for it. I don't think I need the healing anymore. I'm going for Stored Power plus the Rock Slide. Very, very nice flinch on the Hisui with the Hisui and Arcanine onto the Torkoal. Because, like, if it was Earth Power, it's Earth Power. But looks like they're just staying in. Gonna keep clicking Dazzling Gleam into my team, which is fine. Does crit my Arcanine this time, it looks like, but that's all right, assuming we hit. And it looks like we're not missing today, so Rock Slide gonna be able to pick up the knockout. Actually, I think Moonblast is more powerful than the single target Stored Power because it's only 20 base power, so it's like 30 with the stab, so Moonblast was better. But you know what? I thought it'd be funny if we knock out the Torkoal with just like a single Stored Power. I'm so bailed. I'm so bailed. But we take those. We take those. I should have Moonblast. That was a terrible, terrible option. I completely forgot this. I completely thought I would just... I thought it would KO, you know? We're in an okay spot though. We can just Moonblast the slot here, and we can go out into our Grimmsnarl, and we can just like Parting Shot the Ursaluna rotation wise. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. If they attack the Grimmsnarl, sure, but so be it. I think we can win with our Cresselia as long as we get like an Intimidate off or two. So we should be all right. Moonblast's gonna come out into the Torkoal, pick up the knockout. Yeah, that was just a silly Stored Power. That I don't think it's costing me. Well, it could if they like get really lucky here. They go for an Earthquake, which we should be able to survive with the Grimmsnarl, I imagine. Yeah, we live barely. Gonna be the Flame Orb activation. I'm gonna go for a Parting Shot and a... Do I want a Lunar Blessing or do I want to start setting up Calm Minds? Because I'm going to start setting up Calm Minds, actually. Yeah, I'm going to start setting up Calm Minds. I'm going to Parting Shot out the Ursaluna. Play with my food a bit. Play with my food a little bit. Parting Shot out into Ursaluna. I think we could still pretty easily won this game even without the flinches, but the flinches did help, you know. We can go out in an Arcanine for the Intimidate. So now the Ursaluna, even though you do have the Guts boost, you are now at -2. It's just going to come down to like how many crits are you going to get with the Ursaluna, which should be acceptable. Calm Mind will come out from Cresselia to start boosting right here, and we will be able to like start dishing out a lot of damage with the stored power. Just have no reason to go for Lunar Blessing because yeah, they're going to go for an Earthquake, and yeah, just not going to be able to do much here. Knocks out the Arcanine, but Arcanine did his job, man. Arcanine did fantastic here. Excellent work from Arcanine. We're going to go out into our Grimmsnarl, just get the Reflect up. So again, they have to start critting me regardless, but I want to take as little damage as I possibly can. I think I'm just... Did I set up another Calm Mind, or should I just store power? I feel like I should just get damage. I think I'd rather just get damage at this point. I'm going to store power, and I'm going to Reflect. Because all I really need to do, like, I'm just making sure like a million crits don't, or 3 crits, I guess, or 2 crits in this case, don't screw me over. Stored power, just get the damage to put it in range of another stored power plus an attack. We're going to see Facade come out into Cresselia. And yeah, it's not able to pick up the knockout just yet. We're just going to start chipping away at the Ursaluna with a stored power plus a Spirit Break. Should be good enough to put it in the range of the Roaring Moon. We already confirmed it's not Quick Claw because it's, of course, Flame Orb. So all we have to do is just put this Pokemon into range of that Throw Shop from my attack booster Roaring Moon. Should allow me to seal it up. We might not even need it, but I don't think the Ursaluna is going down to this. Yep. Even with the burn. Facade going to come out once again. I don't think you're breaking through the crest. Yeah, you're not breaking through the crest. So able to seal up the game there. That is really, really nice. The amount of damage we were able to do to Terra Poison, the fact that they locked in the Dazzling Gleam was probably like the best. I don't even know if the Terra Dazzling Gleam would have really KO'd the Cresselia even, so I was really surprised they didn't go for Shadow Ball. Maybe they expected the Terra but was expecting the Terra Poison. Maybe they're expecting like Terra Water or Terra Electric or Fairy, but overall able to really just put on the pressure. I think from the start, the Arcanine gained the screens up, having to Intimidate, and then the Rock Slide damage was just like really significant against my opponent overall. Arcanine, Hisui, and Lilligant, Regieleki, Urshifu, Ursaluna, Cresselia. Oh man, this reminds me of the Gen 8 days. Those were not fun days, but okay, how do I exactly want to approach this Sun matchup? Because they do have the Urshifu this time. And Urshifu is pretty scary, so I definitely want to bring Grim. Grim is definitely going to want to be broad here. The Iron Hands isn't bad in this matchup because it can still go for like Terra Water isn't actually that bad into this specific one, but I'm not 100% certain. Although I do like Roaring Moon a lot against their team just throughout because I can pressure the Urshifu because I am faster than Urshifu. Yeah. I do like the idea of Grimmsnarl plus Arcanine once again. There's no Flutter Mane, so this might make it easier, but I gotta watch out because that Urshifu is most likely Dark Urshifu, and Dark Urshifu is so hard to switch into. Like, it really is. I think I bring my own Cresselia, and then I want to say it's either Iron Hands or the Roaring Moon. I kind of want to go with Iron Hands just because it can switch into Urshifu better. We'll see how this performs. I'm just worried that I can't break through the Cresselia. If it's Calm Mind Cresselia, we're gonna have a we're not gonna have a fun time in the mirror of Calm Mind Cresselia versus Calm Mind Cresselia. We'll see though, especially if they have Moonlight, but it's probably like just Trick Room support with Ursaluna and Torkoal, I'd imagine, with Lunar Blessing, just like your standard stuff. Lunar Blessing actually seems like really crazy with Torkoal. Now let's see what it's gonna perform here. Torkoal, Lilligant. Yep, not too surprised here, as I will lead my Grimmsnarl plus my my Arcanine. I kind of want to go for Rock Slide Spirit Break. I think in the last turn I went for the Rock Slide and Light Screen, but the Light Screen didn't even come into play really. I think if I just get the damage with Rock Slide, like the Eruption is just not doing nearly as much, and the double up does KO the what's it called, the slot, but it looks like it's just an after you straight away, which is unfortunate for me because I don't know if Grimmsnarl is going to live this Eruption. Eruption is going to come out, and we do survive actually, so that's actually probably the best I could have asked for because we get a Rock Slide and a Torkoal. We get the damage and we get the Spirit Break into the Lilligant, which I think is going to pick up the knockout. So I'll gladly take that. Goodbye, Lilligants. We have a really healthy on our Arcanine. Maybe they just wanted to damage. Maybe they're setting up for the, what's it called, the Urshifu coming out. I will Terra Fairy if that's the case though, because I do have the Terra Fairy option. And I think getting rid of that Urshifu is 100% worth the Terra Fairy on my Arcanine. So we're going to see Cresselia actually come in, which maybe it's Ursaluna as the last Pokemon. I'm going to go for a... What do I want to go for here? I feel like I always reflect. I think I reflect here. No, I light screen. Yeah, I light. I just want to make sure I'm prepared for Ursaluna, because Ursaluna is going to be pretty terrifying. I think I just light screened out this turn and I go for a Rock Slide. I really want to reflect, but they might go for a trick. They might go for... Okay, they didn't go for Protect, Trick Room here. All right. The Rock Slide. Please tell me I hit the Coal. Flinch to Cresselia. I need the damage in the Coal to put in extreme speed range. They Eruption again, which is interesting. All right. I don't think it's Specs damage. I'm pretty sure it's Charcoal damage. All right. Okay, we do flinch. That's one positive. All right. So I think we want to go out into our Cresselia. I think Cresselia is fine here. We should be able to go for a Rock Slide pretty consistently. I want to save the Terra for Iron Hands. I'm going to go for the Calm Mind, and I'm going to go for a Rock Slide, I guess. I don't know if Earth Power picks up the knockup. We'll find out with the light screen up. I'm just going to go for the Rock Slide, get some decent damage into the Coal and the Cresselia. Again, if we hit the Rock Slide on our Torkoal, we do put in range of the extreme speed afterward, and they can't Lunar Blessing, so that's a pretty big factor. If they're not timing my Cresselia gets time to just, you know, go for the Calm Minds, and it's really solid because the stored power is going to build up over time. Granted, I will need a few turns to get the Calm Minds up, because then the stored power will actually do damage. But it looks like they're not protecting. I got a Rock Slide off. We also have flinch chances as well. Calm Mind going to come out from Cresselia. Again, we want to pressure the Ursaluna when it is in the back. And we still have Terra, which is nice because it depends on the last Pokemon. Eruption going to come out again. Is that actually Specs? I feel like it was just not doing any damage. Pokemon comes out. Okay. I feel like it should never be Specs on. Is my Grimmsnarl that bulky? I don't think it is. I guess we do have Spadef, but I feel like Torkoal or Eruption should just nuked us. I'm going for a Calm Mind again, and I'm just extreme speeding that slot. I'm going to prevent the Lunar Blessing if possible. They are going to switch out the Torkoal, so this is out into the threats, the Ursaluna. Okay. We will extreme speed the Ursaluna. We do no damage. That's acceptable. Lunar Blessing is going to come out, so it's going to heal back to full, but we will be able to get a Calm Mind once again. All right. Ursaluna, did they Terra yet? They have not Terra'd yet, so this is still a really scary game. Definitely very doable. Burn active. The problem is, how fast is my Iron Hands? My Iron Hands is probably faster than the Crest. Actually, Crest is what, 81? Yeah, we're faster than Crest if it is min speed Crest. Terra doesn't change anything here. I think we stored power to Ursaluna and we just go for a Flare Blitz. Fasad going to come out. Okay, they targeted Cresselia. Oh my goodness, that damage. That damage. But thankfully they didn't go for Helping Hand if they had Helping Hand on the Crest. And now I'm able to go for a Stored Power plus Flare Blitz in the Sun, which if it doesn't pick up the knockout, Extreme Speed should. So I feel like I'm in a pretty comfortable spot. Like, look at that Stored Power damage actually doing fantastic amounts of work. Flare Blitz going to come out from the Hisui Arcanine into the what's it called? Ursaluna picks up the knockout, and now we threaten extreme speed in the Torkoal. Yeah, like they really did not respect the Hisui Arcanine nearly as much as I thought they would. But yeah, like Cresselia just being that bulky of a Pokemon, unfortunately. We also have a lot of physical defense investment. The Torkoal going to come back in, but yeah, extreme speed once again will seal it up, and then we have Lunar Blessing as well. So extreme speed to Torkoal. Are you Terra Ghost Torkoal? If you're Terra Ghost Torkoal, maybe they could do something. They are not. So extreme speed going to knock out the Torkoal. Beautiful. Now let's see what the Cresselia attack is here. Unless they're just going to Lunar Blessing again. Yeah, they did Lunar Blessing again attempt, but it does fail here because they are full. And we are able to get our own Lunar Blessing with Cresselia and heal back our Arcanine as well as our own Cresselia. And we'll call mine Cresselia. We should always 1v1 their Cresselia pretty easily. And yeah, we can go for, I guess, another Calm Mind. We can go for, actually, yeah, we're gonna go for a Lunar Blessing again and a Flare Blitz, because we're doing so much damage to Cresselia. I mean, the battle's over. Moonblast is gonna come out into my Cresselia. Look at how little damage that did. A Lunar Blessing is gonna come out from my Cresselia, heal back. Imagine if Lunar Blessing had like the same thing of Moonlight, where it gets double the healing, and that would be absolutely insane. 50% on both in Sun, that'd actually be too broken. But yeah, we are going to be able to seal up the game because we can Calm Mind, we can go for Flare Blitz. I mean, we do anything with the Cresselia, we Flare Blitz their Cresselia, and we're going to be able to take down the Sun team. So very nice. But yeah, very surprising turn one. I don't think After Eruption's ever really worth it. Like, there were so many things that could have gone wrong. If I had Fake on Grimmsnarl, Light Screen would have already been pretty awful for them. I really wonder that is some Specs Torkoal that's just not max invest. I really don't feel like it should be, though. I really don't feel like, but they were playing it like Specs Torkoal, which is why I'm like super confused, because I don't think the Grimmsnarl is bulky enough. I'm like pretty sure it's not. Like, careful 76 special defense max HP Grimmsnarl with no screen up. I mean, I really feel like that was charcoal damage, but it changed moves. I think it clicked. I don't even remember. I mixed up the Torkoals throughout the games. I have no clue if it was Specs or not. Landorus Fairying, Abomasnow, Dragonite, Articuno, Annihilate, and Qianpao. This is a scary team, and I mean really scary. Okay, how do I want to perform against this? So Calmine Crest could be really good into this, but there is like, maybe not. It's too much physically offensive Pokemon with the Qianpao. Cresselia is probably not nearly as good. The Arcanine can definitely put in a lot of work. The Roaring Moon can put in a lot of work. The Blizzard Spam's really difficult to deal with. So I think Pokemon I want to eliminate, Gastrodon's just not good here. It really is not. I think I probably want to lead Landorus. Maybe it's like Grimmsnarl Landorus. Just, I want to deal with the Annihilate so badly. This is tough because they have Intimidate, they have the Snow mode, and Dragonite Qianpao is really scary for my team. They have like a lot of just threatening offensively here. I don't exactly have the best defensive tools because like my Pokemon are really passive to start setting up. And it's just like Arcanine would be so good here if it wasn't for the Annihilate, because I'm so scared of setting up the Annihilate. It's not easy to deal with it. I think I'm gonna go with the Grimmsnarl plus the hands. Maybe try to like either open up their lead with like the hands setup, or getting screens plus like a Swords Dance up, and then maybe I can get a knockout with the hands to set up for one of my Pokemon in the back. Like again, if I can get rid of their Annihilate, that'd be really great, but we'll see. I don't know if we can. Landorus plus the Dragonite lead. Okay, very scary, very scary, very scary. So I don't think they're gonna go Qianpao and Earthquake. I just don't see that happening. Is this Special Landorus? Because if it's Special Landorus, we're in a lot of trouble. I am gonna Reflect here, or attempt to Reflect, and maybe I just protect the Landorus to see what they do. I'm a little bit worried if they go Qianpao and just click Extreme Speed into Grim, which is gonna pick up the knockout. But like, what defensive play do I even have against that? I don't really do, but I think it. Yeah, I think I do protect and Reflect here. I just want to see. Okay, they don't. Okay, are they just Earthquaking here? Extreme Speed into Grimmsnarl, so we will be able to tank the attack. Reflect is going to go up. All right, I'll take it. They do go for the Earthquake. All right, definitely acceptable to me. I'll gladly take this. So I am able to get the Reflect up, and Extreme Speed is going to pressure a lot now. I don't know if I really want a Terra here. I don't think I do. I think I'm just gonna Parting Shot out the... I don't want Parting Shot out the Landorus. Parting Shot out the Landorus seems good to me. And just Sword Stance up with my slot. We're gonna see the Extreme Speed come out once again. It is gonna pick up the knockout. I want a Sword Stance and not Terra, because with Reflect, I feel like Iron Hand should be pretty comfortable with taking the attack, and then we can go out into like Roaring Moon, and I think Roaring Moon can put on a lot of pressure. So yeah, let's see. Sword Stance, we're able to take the Landorus hit really well. The problem is we can't threaten the Landorus with what we have here. So we can go into Arcanine, I suppose, because we can Terra. I don't really like the Arcanine play. It's viable though. I think I'm just gonna go into Roaring Moon though, and just start dishing out the damage. We have Reflect up. We should be okay here. Like, Acrobatics is going to do a huge amount of damage to the Landorus, and I don't really need the speed change. So yeah, I'm going to go for the Acrobatics into the Landorus, and I'm going to go for a Thunder Punch into the Dragonite. Maybe I should have doubled up the Landorus with Drain Punch, but then again, it's going to be an extreme speed range, so it's not awful. The problem is the Annihilate in the back is super scary, but no switch outs at all. All right. I'll gladly take that. I'll be able to get a good amount of damage with the Acrobatics. And we're going to take the extreme speeds pretty well too. Okay. I don't want to Drain Punch yet. What is their back is my question mark. Oh, they did Terra here. Is this a Dragonite? Yeah, it's a Dragonite. Terra normal? I mean, we're going to live in extreme speed easily, but Drain Punch would have obviously been more ideal, of course, into the Dragonite slot. They do go for an extreme speed. They're going to target down the hands here. Okay. So are they going aggressively for the hands knockout, which they might be able to get? I'm not exactly 100% certain. No, they definitely won't get the knockout. Acrobatics is going to come out into the Landorus. Good amount of damage. Stomping Tantrum double up. Okay, that's not picking up a knockout, right? Yeah, that's not perfect. Get a Thunder Punch off into the Dragonite. Pretty good damage across the board. All right, acceptable. I think my play here is to... I want a Dragon Dance. Dragon Dance is not a bad... I like the Dragon Dance play, actually. Yeah, I like the Dragon Dance. They're going to Stop Me Tantrum, right? Stop Me Tantrum, Extreme Speed. If I knock out the Dragonite with Extreme Speed from the Arcanine, I feel like I'm in an amazing position. Question is, do we? That's a really tough call. I think we Acrobatics here and we go for a Protect. No, I want the free switch. I want the free... Oh, I timed out. Extreme Speed. They're targeting down the Roaring Moon. Yep. Actually, I could have got a double knockout if I targeted the Landorus. Let's see what's coming out here. Acrobatics going to come out and knock out the Dragonite. I don't think Rock Slide knocks out hands, ironically. Let's see. Is it Annihilate in the back? That timeout's actually really bad. It did Rock Slide, okay. I do survive. Not too surprising. I flinched anyway, okay. But if I Acrobatics Drain Punch, that actually would have been awful for them. I should have actually considered it. Sheehan Power going to come in, which is not too surprising. All right. I think my play is just to go Arcanine. I think I have to save the Roaring Moon and protect the hands here. They're probably going to go for Ice Spin or Rock Slide, I'd say. Arcanine going to come in, get the Intimidate off into both. If Arcanine's faster than Landorus, that would be really good information to know because I could just click Rock Slide, which would be super ideal. I don't... Let's see. You don't Earthquake or Stomping that slot, right? Ice Spin are going to come out. Okay. Oh, yeah, because I didn't Dragon Dance up yet. They Stomping into my hands. Okay, perfect. Oh, man. If I had... Yeah, I'm not fast, so Extreme Speed should easily... So Extreme Speed is my play here into Landorus, and we're going to Drain Punch. Yeah. They're going to retreat Landorus. I imagine this is Annihilate then? Yeah. I probably had to read that then. I Extreme Speed in that slot. Unless they take a sword for some reason, but they should just take the knockout with Spinner in the hands. Yeah. Okay. Then I go Roaring Moon. The game's not technically over yet. The game's not technically over yet. I think it comes down to a read here. I think I should be able to live one Drain Punch from the Annihilate, even with the Ruin ability. I think it's going to come down to, do they double up my Arcanine, or are they just going to attack into my other slot? I'm going to go for a Rock Slide here, and I'm going to go for Protect. Or do I aggro? This is really tough. I have no information on like what they could really do here. I feel like you should see what I'm going for. I think I want to risk it. I want to risk it really bad. You know what? I'm going to risk it. Let's see. I think it's worth the risk. Wait, they retreat to Chien Pao into the Landers. Oh, that's a smart one too. Assuming Acrobatics doesn't pick up the knockout and Annihilate at -1, which... Roaring Moon, Acrobatics, Terra Stab. Oh, they protected. Okay. Wait, this could still work out better for me because I don't think I'm knocking out the Landers with Rock Slide. And it's in extreme speed range anyway. Okay. Please hit the Rock Slide. Please hit the Rock Slide. Please hit the Rock Slide and don't get the knockout. Okay. Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. So we can extreme speed the Landers, pick up the knockout, and then Acrobatics. Basically, it's going to come down to... I guess like if I protected, it didn't matter. I would have to Dragon Dance as a read there, which I don't think is the case that I should have went for ever. Okay, Acrobatics plus extreme speed. Okay, Landers goes down. Beautiful. All right, moment of truth. Do we knock out the Annihilate with this Acrobatics? -1, but Terra Stab Acrobatics. Oh, that's nowhere near enough, man. That's nowhere near enough. Drain Punch. That did a lot less than I thought. Okay. Leftovers 2. Yeah, I think it's over. Maybe I had to drain it. I still had to reflect up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I had a feeling I lived. Actually, okay. My math would have been off then with the Sword of Ruin still in effect from earlier. I feel like your safe play is just to go for a Sacred Sword and Arcanine and go for a Rage Fist into the moon. But I think I always go for the flinch onto Annihilate and Rock Slide and Protect and hope that they throw and target into my Roaring Moon with the Chien Pao. I think that's my only hope right here. Let's see. Or they protect the Annihilate. That works too. Okay. But they probably targeted my... Yeah, they targeted my Arcanine regardless. So I would have had to call that and went for Extreme Speed Acrobatics, which I don't even think knocks out Chien Pao. Yeah, like at -1, I don't think I'm knocking out the Chien Pao. So yeah, the game is secured that way. All right. Ooh, tough one. Annihilate was just super rough. Timing out was pretty bad. The flinch could have been awful because I could have just got Drain Punch potentially and put them in a really awful spot. I do think that if I Acrobatics, the turn I time out, if I Acrobatics, then maybe like the game's probably like a lot different if I figure it out. Like that I could Acrobatics the what was it? Like Acrobatics the Lando, Drain Punch the Dragon. I think the game's like completely different, but yeah. It did not work out well. And also my opponent did play really well with that endgame. The Acrobatics was like a little bit weaker than I was really hoping for to take the knockout into that Annihilate. But then again, it didn't have the booster energy boost, and it was -1 Annihilate pretty bulky as well. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. All right, let's go over the games. Game 1 was able to put myself in a good position for Lunar Blessing Cresselia with Arcanine alongside the flinches, helped to make an easier endgame. Game 2 had a great start and was able to pressure the slot besides the Cresselia with very powerful hits from the Arcanine that they did not respect. Game 3, rough start, but I think there are definitely some opportunities to win, like not timing out on the turn. I could have had a potential double knockout, or some callouts with Drain Punch on the turn that Dragonite went for the Terra Normal, or reading the passive defensive switches and going for Dragon Dance. Hisui Arcanine is really interesting. With its 4 times weakness now to water and ground, it's a little bit concerning. However, the resistances that it does get with the normal, with Extreme Speed Dragonite being so common alongside the flying coverage with like the Tornadus, for instance, makes it a pretty interesting option, and it's been picking up a lot recently, and I've really enjoyed it on this screens team. If you do want to try out the team, you can try it out with the rental code on your screen, and you can check out the details of the team and the creator down below the description. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.